Hey darlings, and welcome back to Everything Tumbler Tutorial with Creative Vinyl Designs. I have been asked multiple times to do a crackle. It's been a long time since I've done a crackle, so I'm pretty excited. This one we're going to do a sunflower crackle, so this has already been base painted yellow. I'm actually going to do this with Elmer's glue, just regular school glue. I did not realize I bought the biggest one they had on Amazon, but here we are. And then I also bought the apple barrel, just white acrylic basic paint. Okay, and I got two brushes. One I'm going to use for my glue, the other one I'm going to use for the paints. And I also have some printable stickers that I had done a while back from other tumblers. And then we bought these off of, or from Walmart actually. There's 13 pieces. So these, what you see right here is the same on the inside. I haven't opened this yet, but that's what's going to go on this tumbler today. And because I'm not using water slide, I am not going to have to epoxy this first before placing my decals. If you are going to use water slides, I would encourage you 100% to epoxy this first. And that way you don't have messy clumps and whatever from your paint and the glue. Okay, so let's just jump right in. I've already got my glue and my paint prepped in my cups. It doesn't take much. And so I'm going to use this little brush just to paint on the glue. This is a pretty simple technique, to be honest. And then you just get this. You want the glue not dry, but tacky.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly, and I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone.
Okay, so that's pretty much the glue aspect of it. I just literally, I put it all on there and then just literally aggressively brushed on, okay? So now we're just gonna let this dry and then we'll come right back. I usually put this in a fan, so I'm probably gonna go ahead and do that to speed up the process. So I'll just stop the video just for the minute that it's gonna take to get this to dry, not dry, but to get tacky. Okay guys, we're back. Okay, so don't let it go clear. I hit it a little too much with the fan. I got distracted and let it over dry, so I did have to go back over it just a bit. So do not let it go clear. If it goes clear like this, either there's no contact with the glue and or it's dried too much and it's not really going to crackle there. So at this point, we're just going to go right ahead and we're going to go straight into the paint. So be careful with that, guys. It does not take long for this to dry. So we just we don't want to overstroke this, if you will. We just want to just start from one end and work our way up if at all possible. Okay, so just go up and down with the paint. Okay, so literally just like that. Okay, and now we're going to get this under some heat. And hopefully you can see the crackle. See that? See the yellow just coming right through. You do not want to have this on for too long in one spot because it will burn it. If it doesn't look like it's gonna crackle, move on. And that's basically it. The heat just helps it move and crackle. It definitely speeds up the process because, again, we're using Elmer's glue. See, if you guys saw where I went up with the brush and I kind of overstroked it right here, it did not crackle that much. So you just want to go up or down as quickly as you can. Don't overpaint it. Okay, so there is our crackle. Super simple, very easy to do. I'm gonna let this sit off just to dry for a few more minutes where I can see there's some white paint there, but I don't want to put the heat on it anymore because it'll burn it, and then the effect is pretty much ruined. So let's let this dry for just a few minutes and I will return and we can put some decals on. Hey guys, and welcome back. Okay, so we're completely dry, and as you can see, we have an excellent crackle effect using the Elmer's glue. So now we're just gonna add some flowers, some sunflowers, since I painted this cup yellow underneath so that that would shine through. I'm not gonna put any sayings or anything on it because I figured this would be the best opportunity. Somebody may want something and I might not put the right saying, and then I just have to remake it. So in this particular case, we are actually just going to wait for somebody to say, I want this, and this is what I want put on it. In the meantime, apparently I did use these before because I only have one, which is okay because we don't want to overwhelm this. It's only 20 ounce modern curve that I do get from Marshall Made Tumblers and More, and I'm going to have the link down below for that. So let's just get started in decorating. That's like the fun part. So basically, you just want to peel these off as gently as you can because they will tear. They're super, super thin. But they're perfect for this kind of a project because simply because if you're in, if you have like a rush order and you just want to hurry up and get it decorated and get it out as quickly as you can, you don't have to epoxy this first. But like I said, if you are going to use water slide, I would highly recommend that you would do this method and then you epoxy it and then you can water slide very simply. So we had a little bit of a oopsies right here. So we're just going to kindly cover it up with a beautiful sunflower. Pushing it down ever so gently, but making sure that you don't have bubbles. So you always want to start from the center, work your way out. And look, just look how beautiful that looks already. So simple, guys. This cup is so easy to do. I mean, you can overwhelm it with too much decoration. So just be mindful of that. If that's what you're going for, then great. If not, you know, sometimes less is more. I get carried away too, so I can't say nothing about that. Now, because of the angle that I'm at, I can actually just lay it down from the right, and I'm just going to push it over to the left. Beautiful. So that's, well, that was lifted. I just caught eye of that. But make sure before you epoxy, everything is down solid so you don't have lifts after the epoxy. And then you just decorate however you see fit. I mean, this is a stunning cup. I mean, I love it. I hate when I make cups because I always just want to keep them for myself. They're so addicting. And if you guys have not started, just jump right in. Worst case scenario, you can strip the cup. I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but don't stress out. Just jump right in. I feel like I've said this before in another tutorial. Hopefully you don't mess up. Hopefully that does not want to stick. Probably because it's on the groove. But that's okay. We'll make sure it's stick. You want to make sure everything is dry fully before you put it under epoxy. So that's also very important. So we have a nice rim right here. A perfect saying can go right in this spot, right center of these designs. But I think I want to go a little bit around. So I am going to add a couple more. Like I said, you can also print on, well, water slides. You can also do printable vinyls. Very, very simple to do. Or you can purchase these. These cups are they're a lot of fun. That I will say, they are a lot of fun. Let's just throw this one in here. What if we can squeeze one more in there? It's kind of big for that spot, so I think I'm just going to bring it up just a notch. Like that. Hey guys, and welcome back. So now we are ready to epoxy. And I've already gotten my KS resin stone mixed, and I've added glitter just to sparkle this up. And I used Diamond from Glitzy Girl Glitter. Absolutely beautiful color. It a little bit goes a long, long way. So I mixed more than enough, as I always do, because I have molds. And I will put this in a mold if I have anything left over, which I should, because this is an incredibly large amount. But I also have a couple other cups that I could do if I want them to be glittered. But this will probably go into a mold. So off camera, I added, I don't know, one or two more of the sunflowers, and as well as one at the bottom. I think my camera cut off. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but anyways, as you can see, I added a couple of more. You can't see the bottom, unfortunately, but there's a large sunflower down there at the bottom, and we're just going to epoxy this. I did make sure everything was dry and was going to stay down prior to the epoxy process. So now once I have this epoxy on here and it's nice and dry, then if somebody wants a decal, a saying, or their name, it's not going to be any issue. It's not going to affect my Crackle, because it's now going to be protected from the epoxy. Glitter is always a nice touch to any tumbler. Don't forget to get the bottom. Your first coat of epoxy does not require much, unless this was it. If this was all that you wanted to do to this cup, then you could do a one and done, which they call a flood coat. But I'm going to assume this is not the end of this tumbler making here. There's going to be somebody who's going to want this cup with a saying. And therefore, I want it to be pretty thin. The glitter looks beautiful on this cup, guys. So I'm just smoothing it out now. It looks fantastic. Just smoothing it out. Ever so gently. I am not pushing hard at all. So I have quite a bit of epoxy left that this could easily make a mold with, so it doesn't go to waste. There's not a lot, and I did not put very much on this cup. So I'm just going to hit it with the torch real quick. You do not get many bubbles with the KS resin. I'll share a link down below. I hit this out of habit because, you know, there are going to be times, you know, time from time that you're going to have bubbles creeping up. But this looks very glass-like, so I am very pleased. So literally we painted the cup. We put the Elmer's glue. We let that dry, and then we put the paint. We didn't even let that dry. We hit it with the heat gun to help with the crackle effect. And then we let that dry for probably a good 15-20 minutes. And then I was able to add the decals right away because they're sticker decals from Walmart. So then I can epoxy. This all is in one day, guys. Phenomenal result, all in a day's work. Very simple, super fast, quick cup. If you have any questions whatsoever regarding the Crackle tumblers, please ask me. Also join our group at Everything Tumbler Tutorials, and I can hopefully, with everybody else in that group, we can suit you better with any questions that you might have pertaining to the Crackles. But they're very simple. Maybe the hardest part is that people are letting the glue dry too long. And therefore it's kind of messing them up when they apply the paint, and then they're not getting the crackle. Maybe they're not putting a heat gun on it, which I think the heat gun is where it happens. I think that's exactly where the magic happens. That's my opinion. This is only a demonstration of my technique of what I do. I'm sure there's somebody out there that can help you better. I state this in every single one of my descriptions. I'm not a pro by any means, but I like to share what I know and what I've come to love, and that's tumblers. And this, I am very, very pleased with this turnout. It's absolutely stunning. Stunning. All right, with that being said, darlings, thank you so much for joining me back with Everything Tumbler Tutorials with Creative Vinyl Designs. Check out all the links that are going to be down below, and hopefully we can serve you better, as I will also have the link for the diamond glitter that I used. I will have the link for Marshall made tumblers, and this was one of them. I'll get all the links that I possibly can to how this cup came about. Please ask any questions. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.